guys, Hobart commuter here. Just going to take you guys through Salamanca this evening. Promised I'd do that at some stage. Now's as good as any time. And as I do that, what I thought I'd talk about this trip is defense mimicry in cycling. Now, what do I mean by that? Well, what prompted this kind of train of thought on the cycling was seeing a story that Tasmanian police will shortly be fitted with cameras, body cameras, so they can record incidents with the Tasmanian public for use in court and for efficiency means and for protection, that sort of thing. And it's an interesting development for a number of reasons, but one small kind of facet that I want to talk about on this trip, and I'll just concentrate here for a second. Very nice, guy just let me in there. What I wanted to talk about was the police now will be wearing fluorescent vests with a camera on them. So who else wears fluorescent vests with a camera on them? This guy. So hopefully I'll look like the police. Now, why is that important? Because there is this practice in nature called defense mimicry. And basically what it is species as a defense mechanism against prey, they will try and mimic in behavior or visual appearance or something like that, something that makes them less vulnerable to being attacked. So for example, the species might look like another species that's poisonous, and even though it's not poisonous, and thereby it reduces its incidence, or it's less appealing to the prey. They have to be a bit more wary of it. So cyclists actually do this all the time, I think. Just judging on what I've seen in terms of cyclist clothing and indeed what I wear, I think we kind of unconsciously, maybe consciously do this. Try to make ourselves look in, not only be seen, but be seen in a certain way. So what I mean by that is we obviously want to be seen, so we wear fluorescent vests, we have lights. Not only do we have lights, but generally we have lights to be seen rather than to see. So you want the flashing light, for example. Now, these various items of clothing, they tend to resemble certain occupations or parts of our society that lend themselves to caution. So what I mean by that is that a council worker, I didn't indicate there by the way, that was terrible, very lazy. A council worker, that's a road worker, they tend to wear orange vests or fluorescent yellow vests, and that's been an item of clothing that's very popular with bikers. And the reason for that is when you see a road worker or roadworks, you know to automatically slow down, because there's going to be some kind of, well, it's a big fine if you go too fast through roadworks. They're normally about 40 zone, something like that. So that's a way in which cyclists can kind of signal to drivers that sort of take care around me and slow down. Now, I'm not suggesting here that cyclists, or that drivers rather, I might just go through this park. No, I won't. That's not good. I don't want to go through the park on the bike. I'm not suggesting that cars are predators. The majority of car drivers are great. And every day I'm thankful that these hundreds of cars that pass me are very considerate and don't take me out. But nevertheless, there's various means that cyclists use to employ this. And one is, of course, the vest. The other is the lights, the flashing lights. So when you see flashing lights, This is IMAS, by the way, on the right-hand side. This is the Institute of Marine and Antarctic Science. So you can see that there. That's if you choose to study marine or Antarctic science at university, that's where you'll be going. It's got a lovely little bike shed in there too, where you can park your bike. So I'm just going to take a left in here. So I was talking about flashing lights. Now flashing lights, again, what happens when you see flashing lights? They're normally around roadworks as well. Okay, so this is the Salamanca Strip here. Every Saturday it gets turned into a market, so these car parks get removed, or you can't park there. And it's a big old market, and there's all artesian markets and stuff. These are the old dockyards as well. And these trees on the right-hand side, another example of the luminescent autumnal colours that come out at this time of the year in Hobart. They have lights strung through them, so this is just beautiful. I'll try and come here one night just to show you that. Maybe I'll come here during the Mona Winter Feast, actually, if I can get away. Okay, I can't turn right here, so what we'll do is we'll go straight. Yeah, so flashing lights is another way that you can employ them. It's a really interesting one on the market at the moment as well, and that's the triangle I've seen being used at the moment. So a very simple reflective triangle, and what I think the beauty of that triangle is that a triangle in the street sign sense of the word, or the street sign sense of the meaning, kind of denotes either a give way sign or a hazard sign. So whenever you see a hazard sign, it's normally a triangle, and the give way sign as well. That will be done by a triangle too. Yeah. So again, thinking about that kind of defensive mimicry mind state, this draws back as well to one of these videos or vlogs that I did as well on whether you should wear a helmet or not. And one of the things working against wearing the helmets was the idea that by wearing a helmet, two reasons. Number one, you're signaling to the public that this is a risky behaviour and therefore you need a helmet, which not a lot of people agree with. It's actually quite a safe form of transport. So it dissuades a lot of people, and then the health benefits that flow from that, from the negative health benefits. And the other reason is, if people see you wearing the helmet, they will perceive that you are a kind of a creature, let's say, that can take a hit, that might, for example, bounce when you fall. And really what bike riders want to do is try and structure or try and convey that they are a very vulnerable user on the roads. Yeah, so the other example that was put forth, and again this is just being a little bit facetious, it was somebody sort of suggesting that they would want to convey when they're on the road that they were the kind of person who would just squeeze through here. They were the kind of person who would want to present to the road that you lived in a very litigious society and they were willing to prosecute you if you hit them. So there, to that end, they would put a barrister's curls upon their head. That's all they would wear on the road, which I thought was pretty stupid, but it still indicates a point. Alright, so I reckon that's probably us. I've said all I want to say on that topic. Let's make sure this guy isn't going to turn. Yeah, he is. Okay, that's all right. I'll turn with him. And thanks again for watching. And I'll see you next time.